you so much for tuning in. So tonight's the night. Kamala Harris, she does her first interview after how many days? 40 days? After 40 days, she does her first interview. Why did it take her so long? Why did she wait until now? And it was completely scripted. Had it completely scripted. Dana Bash was interviewing her. And they already released clips, right? Because it wasn't live. It was pre-recorded. And even the few clips that I have of it, she still couldn't get it right. She still couldn't do the interview right. There's one clip where Dana Bash is asking her about her changing her stance on things, the way she changed her views on things. And Kamala Harris is not picking up on it, not figuring out that she's trying to help her. And Kamala Harris just doubles down on her stupidity. I mean, it's really bizarre. She cannot figure it out. And Dana, it's so obvious. Dana Bash is just kind of like laid it out for her on a silver platter, making it really easy for you. And Kamala Harris still can't get it together. It's so sad to see. It really is. I'm sitting there looking at it, and I'm going to share some of it with you, so you can feel the same way I do. Like, this is the person that they have, right? And you looking at Kamala Harris, you go, well, this is in the bag. Nothing to see here. President Trump got this. But if they do anything like they did in 2020, it doesn't matter how bad she is. It doesn't matter she's not all there. It doesn't matter that a bag of rocks is smarter than she is. They'll put in the steel. They're already trying to do it. Look what California just did. California in, Huntington Beach. Republicans passed a bill in Huntington Beach saying that you need voter ID for this up and coming election, for voter registration to vote, basically. Well, the Democrats in the state of California said, oh, no, we're not going to have you do this. So they did a statewide, no ID required in California to vote, to register to vote, meaning that all of the millions of illegals in the state of California, they get to register and vote now. And they say it's only for local state issues. That's a bunch of BS, because once they register them to vote, they're going to hand them a ballot, and guess whose names will be on the ballot? And then even in Georgia, we saw all of the information about Georgia, what just came out a couple weeks ago, where they apologized to President Trump because President Trump actually won Georgia in 2020. And they said, Mr. President, we apologize for all of this fraudulent activity that took place. And then in Georgia, they just passed a bill, to my understanding, they just passed a bill to where they're saying that you have to verify all of these ballots before we certify the election in Georgia. But then right when that happened, the Democrats came in and said, whoa, no. Now they have a lawsuit against the state of Georgia for passing that bill, saying that you have to verify the ballots. You have to verify that these are actual ballots. The Democrats don't want you to be able to verify ballots. They don't want you to have ID in California. What is going on? It's because they're cheating. And even here in the state of Texas, Ken Paxton and Governor Abbott, they got rid of illegal ballots, up to 1 million of them. Half of them were dead people registered to vote. The other half were illegals. And they said all of these illegal, you have to throw them out. The Democrats are upset because Ken Paxton actually raided some homes that were involved in all of this. And now the Democrats here in the state of Texas, San Antonio specifically, they're asking the DOJ to do an investigation into Ken Paxton. How dare he come in here and prevent us from allowing dead people to vote and illegals? And in the state of California, where I forgot to mention, they said that the reason why they don't want people to have IDs to register to vote or to vote is because it is voter suppression. You're going to prevent people from voting. People, they can care less how dumb Kamala Harris is. They're gonna try to cheat. I'm telling you right now. Believe me now, hear me later on. Hear me now, believe me later on. They're going to try to cheat. Well, before they release any of the footage with Dana Bash and Kamala Harris, President Trump today was, doing his thing, being a man, being presidential, and he's talking about this interview. I want y'all to listen to. I have two clips I want to share with you with President Trump talking about this interview that's coming up. Let's see if we can play it.
Every part of Comrade Kamala's economic plan looks like it was written for her by the Chinese Communist Party. It actually looks much of her. Now, in all fairness, she did an interview today. She didn't want to go in alone. How do you think President Xi is going to do with this? Oh, he's just savoring it.
Exactly. So she can't go and do an interview on her own. She needed a man. And feminists hate it when I say that. Oh my goodness, I said it on X. And because they were talking about Kamala Harris getting ready to do this interview, and they were all happy. See, she can do an interview. And I put a comment, I said, ha, Kamala Harris can't do an interview without a man. Oh my goodness, they got so triggered, these feminists. They can't, oh my goodness, you should see some of the comments. Oh my goodness, they're so angry with me. And well, look, then why didn't she do it by herself? Why wasn't it live? Why does it have to be scripted? Why did they have to put it all in there? Why? Here's another one with President Trump.
Dana Bash is interviewing Kamala, and people just want to see if she can get through the interview. Nobody knows what's going on. I've done so many interviews in the last couple of months. Every time I go out, I have an interview. I have people, reporters, and we talk to them. And they ask me every question in the book, and we answer them, and you don't see any scandals brewing, nothing. We answer them properly. You have to, as president, you have to be able to deal. You're dealing with the toughest, smartest, most ruthless people in the world. If you can't do an interview, we got the wrong person.
100%. If you can't do the interview, we have the wrong person. If you can't take questions, random questions without a cue card, you got the wrong person. If you can't talk to people, get on stage behind the podium without a teleprompter, you got the wrong person. We need someone who can think on their feet. We need someone who doesn't need to sit in their vehicle for 30 minutes and reading the cue cards before they come out and talk to people and still need the cue cards. We need someone who knows and understands what is happening in our world. This is what we want. We want President Trump. But man, they're going to try to steal. They're going to try to cheat. I'm telling you right now. Well, look at this. Here's Dana Bash. Dana Bash was talking, and said, here's some of the stuff. Now, there's something in this thing that I'm going to have to stop it and I'm going to have to address it. My producer hasn't seen any of these yet. She hasn't seen any of these. But listen to this, because she's going to bring up the Democrat primary. Shannon, was Kamala Harris in the Democrat primary, or was it Joe Biden? Just yes or no, then I'm going to play it.
No, she wasn't.
She wasn't. Oh, okay. I think the rest of the world understands what you're saying. Listen.
Generally speaking, how should voters look at some of the changes that you've made, that you've explained some of here?
Now listen, because she's trying to help her. Some of the changes, like, fracking, the southern border, because according to everyone that's been putting out the information, I'm sorry to stop it, but the information that they've been putting out about Kamala Harris, that now she's for the border wall. Now she's for protecting the border. Now she's for fracking. Now she's for some of the stuff that, we want, right? Border security. We want be energy independent. And listen to her. She's trying to help her out. She's trying to help her out, and she doesn't pick up on it. Watch. And I might have to stop it one more time just because.
Look at some of the changes that you've made, that you've explained some of here in your policy. Is it because you have more experience now and you've learned more about the information? Is it because you were running for president in a Democratic primary?
The primaries are over. Let me say it again. The primaries are over. Joe Biden won the Democrat primary. Those are over. You see how they do a play on words? And no one is like, when I saw this, I'm like, how come did no one pick up on that? Or Shannon, am I thinking too much into this? Because she said, because you're going through the Democrat, we're in the general election now. We're in the general. We're no longer in the primary. The primaries are over.
Right.
What, am I reading too much into this?
No, I mean, that's true. She said,
my goodness.
She said you were in the primary. She was
Yes.
not on the primary.
Did you learn anything because you're in the Democrat primary? First of all, she should have said, you know what? Well, first of all, we're no longer in the primary. I won the primary. She's not going to say that because she didn't win the primary. She's there without a single vote. Without a single vote. Listen.
Because you were running for president in a Democratic primary, and should they feel comfortable and confident that what you're saying now is going to be your policy moving forward?
Dana, I think the most important and most significant aspect of my policy perspective and decisions is my values have not changed.
You hear this? They have not changed. They have not changed. So all of these memos that came out for these, no one know who they are, interns putting stuff out saying that she's now for fracking, that she's now for a border wall. She just said nothing has changed. I don't think they're telling her what they're saying about her. I don't think they're putting it out or letting her know that, hey, we've said this. We said that you're for this now, you're for that now. I don't think she's aware of it.
You mentioned the Green New Deal. I have always believed, and I have worked on it, that the climate crisis is real, that it is an urgent matter to which we should apply metrics that include holding ourselves to deadlines around time. We did that with the Inflation Reduction Act. We have set goals for the United States of America and by extension the globe around when we should meet certain standards for reduction of greenhouse gas emissions, as an example. That value has not changed. My value around what we need to do to secure our border, that value has not changed. I spent 2 terms as the Attorney General of California prosecuting transnational criminal organizations, violations of American laws regarding the illegal passage of guns, drugs, and human beings across our border. My values have not changed.
Her values have not changed.
So what happened to her values under President Biden?
I mean,
because literally they have let gangs take over cities.
She said her values haven't changed.
She's a liar.
That is her values, to allow these illegals to come into the country. She's not stopping anybody.
No, she's not. When you say your values haven't changed, that means you value the illegal over the American. That's exactly what she has proven to do. To be honest with you, I don't remember her doing anything in
she
California.
Was the border czar.
In fact, she made San Francisco a sanctuary city.
She's the border czar.
Yeah.
And did nothing to defend and protect the border.
Even in California. In fact, she was one of the ones that tried that before it actually is now passed, where illegals can vote in citywide elections. She was one of the people that ushered that idea in when she made it a sanctuary city. And we're talking about in the 80s.
Yeah. Talking about in the 80s. But you know what? Her values haven't changed. She's still for open borders. She's still for all of these ISIS members, these terrorists coming into the country. That hasn't changed. This is unbelievable. And Dana Bash, I don't know if y'all picked up on it. Maybe it's just me. Did you pick up on it, Shannon? She was trying to help her. She was trying to get her to, to say, yeah, you know what? I have learned a lot. She couldn't even say that. She stuck to it. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is General Mike Flynn, and I'm inviting you to join me on September 4th at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's September 4th, 4 p.m. Eastern. Mark that on your calendars. We'll be live on Patriot TV. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking only to our Patriot TV defenders for an exclusive discussion, a Q&A, if you will. Your presence is crucial as we dive into the matters that shape our great nation. And again, this is only for the Patriot TV. So if you go to patriot.tv, you can register today. There's a banner at the top of the website. You can sign up for September 4th, 4 p.m. Eastern. Together, let's stand strong for America's future. God bless you and God bless America.
Access to these events will be members only. So, go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member. It's fast and easy. Become a member today. Just go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member, join today.
I'm excited to announce we're having a huge MyPillow spring sale, and here's a few examples. Buy one of our MyPillow 2.0s, you get another MyPillow 2.0 absolutely free. Made with cooling technology, the best pillow ever just got even better. And this just in, 9 brand new colors and styles of our Percale bed sheets. They're made with the finest long staple cotton, and now you can save 50% or more. That's as low as $24.98. And for the first time this year, I'm bringing you our My Slippers and Sandals for as low as $25 a pair. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get your MyPillow 2.0s. Buy one, get one free. Percale sheets as low as $24.98. My Slippers and Sandals as low as $25 a pair. And for a limited time, when you order $75 or more, your entire order ships absolutely free.
Imagine a world where your phone works anywhere. No dead zones, no dropped calls. That's what you get when you go to PrepGearPlus.com. The Iridium 9555 satellite phone gives you the freedom to connect from any corner of the globe. Plus, they offer family shared plans with up to 3 phones. Why satellite phones? They're secure, encrypted, and used by the U.S. military, ensuring that your communication is private and reliable. In a time where the cell networks are increasingly vulnerable, the satellite phone is a beacon of stability. Don't believe me? Ask the tens of thousands who were left without service during the AT&T outage, or the heroes in Hawaii who manage emergency situations with just one satellite phone. Get a peace of mind with a network that stands firm when others fail. Visit PrepGearPlus.com or call 855-980-5830 to join the communication revolution. PrepGearPlus.com, where every call is secure and every corner of the earth is covered.
Is my values have not changed.
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. You know, we have to stay woke. Like, everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less woke.
The people who are convicted in prison, like the Boston Marathon bomber, on death row, people who are convicted of sexual assault, they should be able to vote?
I think we should have that conversation.
What would you do about the millions of, specifically, assault weapons that are already in circulation? What do you do about those?
Well, there are approximately 5 million, to your point, Craig. We have to have a buyback program, and I support a mandatory buyback program. It is outdated, it is wrong-headed thinking to think that the only way you're going to get communities to be safe is to put more police officers on the street.
It also says, quote, every individual who is a resident of the United States is entitled to benefits for health care services under this act. Not every individual who's a citizen, but every individual who's a resident. Mm-hmm. So you support giving universal health care, Medicare for all, to people who are in this country illegally?
Let me just be very clear about this. I am opposed to any policy that would deny in our country any human being from access to public safety, public education, or public health, period.
To reiterate, you support the Medicare for All bill, I think initially co-sponsored by Senator Bernie Sanders. You're also a co-sponsor on it. I believe it will totally eliminate private insurance. So for people out there who like their insurance, they don't get to keep it.
Let's eliminate all of that. Let's move on. How dare we speak Merry Christmas? How dare we?
And yeah, I am a radical. Is my values have not changed.
Her values have not changed. This is the most despicable person to ever be in this position. I mean, we're like this close for her being there. Can you imagine? She's already threatened with the mandatory buyback, meaning that if Congress doesn't give her what she wants in the first 100 days, and she's already said it multiple times, that she will do an executive order to do a mandatory buyback, meaning that you will have to give up your weapons. And I don't know anyone who's bought weapons from the government. I don't know any American citizen. I don't. Do you? I don't know anyone who's bought weapons from the federal government saying it's a mandatory buyback, like they're going to buy back the weapons that they sold us in the first place. It's unconstitutional, but they don't care about the Constitution. They never have. They hate the Constitution. Here's another one where Kamala Harris was talking on CNN. This is a while back, and everyone's pretty much seen this. And I just want to do this as a recap, where she was saying that she's against fracking. Right? Y'all see, she hasn't changed her stance on anything, but here the last couple of days, all of her interns and the people working for her saying that she's changed her mind. Now she's for a border wall. Now she's for fracking. Listen.
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. So, yeah, and starting with what we can do on day one around public lands, right? And then there has to be legislation. But yes, and this is something I've taken on in California. I have a history of working on this issue. And to your point, we have to just acknowledge that the residual impact of fracking is enormous in terms of the impact on the health and safety of communities. Yeah, so thank you. There's no question.
It's all about fracking, right? It's all about banning the fracking. They do not want us to be energy independent. They want us to be dependent on other countries. They want us to do just like Joe Biden did. Remember, he went over there, hat in hand, on his knees, groveling to Saudi Arabia. They didn't even meet him at the airport. They said, let him drive here. We'll send a car for him, and we'll let him come here. We'll bring him here. That's it. That's it. No one met him at the airport. When President Trump went to Saudi Arabia, they had horses, they had a parade, they had all of this going on for President Trump. Like President Trump showed up and they said, a king has arrived. That's how they did it. But when Joe Biden showed up, they said, let him come to the palace, and they gave him a fist bump. Y'all remember that? Well, listen to this one. This is Kamala Harris talking about climate change. Climate change is for them is like a religion. It really is.
That the climate crisis is real, that it is an urgent matter to which we should apply metrics that include holding ourselves to deadlines around time. We did that with the Inflation Reduction Act. We have.
You see that? You see that? I want y'all to pay attention to something. You notice she's constantly looking down. She's constantly looking down. A lot during this interview, because a lot of people look at, body angles. They look at your mannerism. They look at your persona. If you're sitting up straight, if you're slouch over, if you're looking down constantly. There's people that actually study that stuff, and this is really standing out to me. She's constantly looking down. Like she's just not looking, like I'm looking at the camera. I mean, if I did the show just constantly like this, I'm like, what is he looking at? What is he looking at? If I was doing an entire show like this every single night, what is he looking at? You get old really quick, right? She's doing this interview. She's like constantly looking down. Constantly looking down.
Holding ourselves to deadlines around time. We did that with the Inflation Reduction Act. We have.
And there was another one. Is it here? I think, okay. I think this is the one here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to this one next. Kamala Harris was asked about a Republican being in her cabinet, Shannon.
I can guarantee. You know what? If Kissinger was there, I'd say yeah.
You already said it.
If it was
Liz
Cheney, I'd say yeah. But there's no Republican that I could see.
No, that's what I'm saying. So I want you to listen to this, because when I first heard this, the first thing that came to my mind, she was asking the question, and the only reason why she's asking this question is, again, to help her out, trying to say that she's for everybody. She's trying to bring everybody together. And the only two people that come to mind, Mitt Romney, maybe, but I doubt it, would be Liz Cheney and Adam Kissinger. Both of them hate Trump with a passion. And both of them are straight up Democrats. They're rhinos. They're Democrats. But Shannon, so Dana Bash is going to ask Kamala Harris about having Republicans in her cabinet. Listen to Kamala Harris's response.
Will you appoint a Republican to your cabinet?
Yes, I would.
Anyone
Yes,
in
I
mind?
would. No one in particular in mind. We got 68 days to go with this election, so I'm not putting the cart before the horse.
See, she's looking down again. She's looking down again. Now watch this. Pay attention and listen to what she says, Shannon, about her working with people. Listen. Another lie.
But I would. I think it's really important. I have spent my career inviting diversity of opinion. I think it's important to have people at the table when some of the most important decisions are being made that have different views, different experiences. And I think it would be to the benefit of the American public to have a member of my cabinet who was a Republican.
So,
I know what you're getting ready to bring up.
When she first ran for office, we looked into her history, her voting history, in the Senate and stuff. And literally, we all know now that she was the most liberal, more liberal than Bernie Sanders in her writing, but she was the least likely to work across the aisle, meaning she wouldn't work on a single bill if there was a Republican working on it. She refused. This is not a woman who will work across the aisle by her own reputation. It's hard for Democrats to work with her, by the way.
92% of her staff quit because they couldn't work with her.
There's an article today that came out and said that her campaign team is Frankenstein, meaning she has people from the Biden administration, the Obamas, and all of them have different views and ideas of what America should be. So they're all fighting over, what her campaign should be about.
Really?
Yeah. And they're saying it's a mess.
Wow.
This woman can't, and actually the first time she ran for president in 2020, literally her campaign fell apart because she couldn't get people to get along, mostly because of her leadership.
I mean, so my question is, anyone who's watching this interview,
they don't know.
Are they going to go, oh my goodness, she did such a wonderful job?
They don't know. Like I said.
Are they going to say that though? Are they going to say she did a wonderful job?
Ignorant voters.
She's saying the same thing. There's nothing new here.
Nope.
Absolutely nothing new came out of this.
She'll say what she needs to say to get elected. That's what Democrats do. That's what they do. Obama did it.
Most politicians do, right? I mean, you have Republicans, they'll say whatever it is they need to say to get elected too.
Right.
But she's regurgitating and repeating the same thing that she's been saying. There's nothing new.
Right. But literally even Biden said he was going to bring us all back together. Are we back together? Did he bring us together?
No, he divided the country even more than Obama did. Yeah, he divided the country even more than Obama.
And that's with her. We're saying Biden, but she has been every bit a part of it.
Well, I don't know. It could be that, because of what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris has done, I've seen so many more people actually supporting President Trump. I mean, look at RFK. So maybe we can contribute that to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris because of the destruction that they've done to the country. People are like, we're going to unify under President Trump. I'm seeing a lot of it. I've been actually gathering a whole bunch of videos of black people specifically because a lot of black people, I've never seen this before. And it really is catching my attention. About 4 hours worth of black people saying that they're supporting President Trump. It's never happened like this. And I'm thinking, should I chop it down to as low as possible or just leave it the full 4 hours? Maybe I'll do two versions of it. One really long and then a short one. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
I don't know about you, but I have to have that cup of coffee in the morning. And Kingdom Cup is mold-free, it is pesticide-free, and it is organic. It's got this flavor that is delicious. You don't even have to put cream or sweetener in it.
Why did we go with the bean form, the whole bean? Because ultimately the powder form is the one that gathers the most moisture. And that means the more potential mold development. This is actually organic, mold-free, certified. That's important because ultimately people drink coffee. It's cultural. And so we tried to meet the culture where it is and create a healthy alternative.
Make the healthy choice for you and your family. Try mold-free, pesticide-free, and it's organic. Delicious Kingdom Cup coffee. And it's available now at the Patriot TV store. Go to patriot.tv and click on store. You'll find Kingdom Cup coffee in the health and wellness section. Order Kingdom Cup coffee at the Patriot TV store now.
Throughout history, the spirit of patriotism has prevailed. The battles may have changed, but the values remain the same. Today, in 2024, we find ourselves at a pivotal moment where the call for unity, freedom, and a better future echoes louder than ever. For more than 10 years, Patriot Mobile has been committed to supporting the values that make our nation great. With affordable plans and reliable nationwide coverage, Patriot Mobile is not just a wireless service. It's a call to action for those who believe in the American dream. Because this year is not just any year, it's the most important year since our nation's founding. Choose a wireless carrier that shares your values. Choose Patriot Mobile.
You know how they're always trying to say that President Trump will be a dictator? They've kind of calmed down a little bit here lately on it, but they still regurgitate it every now and then. Well, dictator are people who take power without a single vote. Does it sound familiar with you? Kamala Harris without a single vote. Dictators want to disarm everybody. Does it sound familiar? Kamala Harris wants to disarm everybody. Dictators want to stack the Supreme Court. Also, dictators want to get rid of your First Amendment rights. No free speech for you. Listen to this first one. This is Kamala Harris right here. I don't even know when this was, but it doesn't matter. She already said that none of her policies have changed. She hasn't changed on anything on her stance, for nothing. This is an extremely short clip, and hopefully you can hear this. But someone's asking her about her basically stacking the Supreme Court. And she's like, that's something we need to look into. Like, she's not against it. That's exactly what dictators do in communist nations.
Are you open to expanding the size of the Supreme Court?
I am open to that discussion.
Are you open?
She's open to that discussion. She's open to it. Stacking the Supreme Court. Now listen to this. You remember when they suspended President Trump's account on on Twitter at the time, and on Facebook, and even on ScrewTube? They all coordinated together, and around the same time, they all suspended President Trump's account, and he was the active president of the United States of America. And split screening. And this woman here, she wants to be a yo president. So if she was in favor of suppressing President Trump's voice, what do you think that means for the rest of us? This woman goes into office, I can see her shutting down every single conservative media outlet. Every single one. Along with X. Because they said something bad about me, we got to shut them down. Patriot TV, she'll come, I'm telling you right now, based on what she says, I'm telling you, this will be her MO. God help us if she gets there. Listen.
I guess the question about you I know you wrote to Twitter and the CEO, Jack Dorsey, and asked him to take away the president's Twitter handle, his account. How is that not a violation of free speech? I mean, the president has the same rights that you have, that I have, and how would that not just be a slippery slope where they have to ban, half of the people on Twitter?
Let me stop it really quick, because remember just the other day, Mark Zuckerberg sent the letter. President Trump was in office. Mark Zuckerberg sent the letter apologizing for working with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden about censoring the American people. That included President Trump too, because remember, Facebook suspended his account too. And for what? Because President Trump didn't do anything wrong. They just wanted to silence him.
I've heard that argument, but here's the thing, Jake. First of all, a corporation, which is what Twitter is, it does not have it has obligations, and in this case, Twitter has terms of use policy, and their terms of use dictate who receives the privilege of speaking on that platform and who does not. And Donald Trump has clearly violated the terms of use, and there should be a consequence for that.
What did he violate? Because President Trump never called for violence. President Trump never incited violence. President Trump didn't show any nudity. President Trump wasn't on Facebook or ScrewTube or X or Twitter at the time cursing. He didn't do anything. He was speaking up for the American people. But according to her and these tyrants, he violated their guidelines.
Not to mention the fact that he has used his platform, being the President of the United States, in a way that has been about inciting fear and potentially inciting harm against a witness to what might be a crime against our country and our democracy. And for that reason, I do believe that it's clear that he has violated the terms of use, and I'm asking that Twitter does what it has done in previous occasions, which is to revoke someone's privilege because they've not lived up to the advantages of the privilege.
I mean, come on. So she worked with the big tech companies then to silence President Trump. What do you think she would do if she went to the White House? She would do an executive order. Wasn't it not too long ago, Shannon, where a whole bunch of people on TikTok were complaining that Joe Biden would have control over TikTok and be able to shut it down if they put out information that they disagree with? Didn't they go through something like that and they passed it because we were all upset with Mike Johnson because Mike Johnson allowed it to go through and some of these Republicans?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? Because they were doing all these videos on TikTok saying, you're not going to take our TikTok away.
Oh.
You remember? I bet my switchboard operator. Do you remember that? You remember that when they were talking, when a whole bunch of people on TikTok were doing videos saying that you're not going to take my TikTok away, we're going to fight you?
Yeah, actually, I do remember. Yeah, because it was something. Because it was linked to China, and they were
because it said
on the user,
and that was their excuse for being able to take control of a social media.
Yeah, and then the CEO
platform.
Came out. He actually did a hearing, and he was saying that they are completely separate from China, and that they're not involved in the operations here in America. And then Mike Johnson actually fought against banning it because there were certain reasons, I guess. I forget what they were, but I remember that.
But she's a total communist.
Oh, yeah,
I'm telling you, at some point they're going to come in. If they get this, God help us if they do. But if they get this, they're going to come in and they're going to take away everything. You know how they're constantly saying that President Trump is going to destroy your Social Security? They'll do it. President Trump is going to destroy your Medicare. They're going to do it. You won't have health insurance. It'll be government health insurance. And we've seen what they've done to other countries. And they're saying, and their excuse for doing it, well, everyone deserves health care. Everyone should get health care. I mean, it would destroy the healthcare system in this country. Listen to this. 150 Americans would be forced to be on the government plan. 150 Americans, 150 million Americans. Listen.
It was a major pillar of her first presidential campaign and would force 150 million Americans onto government health insurance. Here's a flashback.
Access to affordable health care should not be a privilege, it should be a right.
You support the Medicare for All bill, I think initially co-sponsored by Senator Bernie Sanders. You're also a co-sponsor on it. I believe it will totally eliminate private insurance. So for people out there who like their insurance, they don't get to keep it?
Well, listen, the idea is that everyone gets access to medical care, and you don't have to go through the process of going through an insurance company. Let's eliminate all of that. Let's move on.
Vice President Kamala Harris has been a vocal supporter of Medicare for All, co-sponsoring the bill with Senator Bernie Sanders in 2017 and campaigning on the platform in 2019. On the campaign trail, she called for the end to private insurance and more.
Who here would abolish their private health insurance in favor of a government-run plan? Yeah. All right.
She has advocated for Medicare for All with a 10-year phase-in period. This would add significantly to the nation's debt, costing $44 trillion, and that the 2019 plan would put everyone in this country on Medicare.
It would also cover folks that were non-citizens and undocumented workers as well. It was pretty expansive. We rely upon the existing Medicare program and would end private health insurance as we know it today.
And this is exactly what you get with a communist regime. They will end it. They will destroy the health care in this country. Is that what we want? Is that what we want? Absolutely not. But they don't care. They do not care. It'd be Obama on steroids. What do they call it? Obamacare? It'd be that on steroids. It'd be the worst thing ever. Absolutely the worst thing ever. Okay, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
Exclusively for you, we have the Adventures Canvas Hat. It's heavy-duty cotton canvas with a wide brim and natural fraying for a unique look. This hat is perfect for the beach or hiking. Also check out our custom-made polyester satin scarves. Exclusive patterns, handcrafted in Minnesota. And for the men, premium American Bison Buffalo leather wallet. Single-fold wallet, 3 pockets for cards and cash. Go to UniteAmericaFirst.com and select the merch tab to shop.
Looking to give your wardrobe an upgrade? Well, look no further. Here at God Country & Kin, we've got you covered from head to toe, from shoulder to shoulder, and everything in between. Introducing our brand new Patriotic Collection, designed to display your patriotic spirit with a stylish look that's sure to turn heads. And the best part is, you don't have to break the bank to be your best you. Why wait? Visit us online or in-store today and elevate your style with God Country & Kin. God Country & Kin, where patriotism meets style. Shop now. Visit the Patriot TV store and look for the God Country Kin banner to find the perfect outfit, shirt, accessory, or maybe a great hat.
You can totally see yourself rocking this hat. I know you can. And check out all the great stuff we've got to show your patriotism at patriot.tv.store. Click that link above that says store and join me there at the Patriot TV store.
And we're back. So the interview is going on right now. The pre-recorded interview with Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. It is going on right now. And I've already played some clips from it. What's been going on. You know, they released some of these clips I'm wondering, do you think, Shannon, that the clips that they release are probably the best, the highlights of the entire interview? You know, because they released a couple of them. So if those were the best, the highlights of the interview, I can only imagine the rest of it's like trash.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, usually they do release the best parts. So
yeah, you know, like a
it's supposed to get people
like a movie, right?
For the
Yeah.
interview. Yeah,
like a trailer for a movie, right? You watch the best part, like they show you some of the best parts. You go, oh man, I want to see that movie. I want to watch that movie. So if they did that with this, I'm like, man, the rest of it's going to be trash. It's going to probably be like one of those Disney movies that they've been putting out here lately. Oh my goodness, it's been total trash. I've been told like the Hulk, She-Hulk. I never watched it. I was told, do not watch it. I watched Thor, the last Thor that they did, and I'm still kicking myself because I lost, time of my life for watching it. It was that bad. It was absolutely terrible. Okay, so while we're waiting for the debate to come back, because we'll go to, or not the debate, the interview, I want to share some of this with you. You remember yesterday we talked about how the illegals, remember that? The illegals tried to get on a school bus in California. You remember that? Did you know what happened a second time, Shannon? It happened a second time already. This happened twice now. So I guess it's just going to continue to happen. Where's the law enforcement at? I mean, why do the parents have to stop this? Listen.
And now to a developing story out of the East County tonight. 2 school bus routes in the Hamul Dolzura Union School District were interrupted for 2 straight days after several migrants tried to board school buses. Our Sarah Legre has the story tonight.
Well, yeah, there have been 2 migrant encounters in the past 2 days involving school buses and young children here at Hamul Dolzura USD. Now, no one was injured and all students are safe, but parents are angry.
Your initial shock is you're helpless.
It's practice night for Nicole Cardinale and her son Apollo. It's the ordinary, but their morning certainly wasn't.
20 illegal migrants tried to get on the bus today at one of our bus stops.
Hours earlier, she got this email letting Nicole know her 8-year-old son was aboard his school bus heading to Hamul Elementary when all of a sudden...
Really confused. He said these adults, they weren't kids. He said, but they had backpacks on, Mom, and they tried to get on our bus. He said, and there was a lot of them.
And there was a lot of them. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Okay. I think we have some of this. It's kind of weird. Is this the interview? It's like it's just a production.
Yeah, so literally Dana Bash comes on and she talks a little bit about.
And so they're showing some of the stuff. Put it up on the screen while we're talking. They're showing like some of the stuff that took place here.
They're talking about Walls and who he is and,
I mean,
where he's from.
Where's the interview at?
It's about to come back on.
I mean, really? Who cares about any of this? You know what it is? They're trying to they're trying to hype him up.
Yeah, they're telling her
it is a production. It is 100% a production. All right, go to the audio.
Here we go.
You just do you.
I just have to ask you both about 2 standout moments, aside, of course, from the addresses that you both gave, but standout moments that were perhaps unexpected during the convention. You mentioned one of them, Governor. A moment that you shared, that the world shared with your son, Gus. You were speaking, the camera caught him, so incredibly proud of you, so emotional, saying, "That's my dad."
Yeah, I don't know as a father I could have ever imagined that. I'm grateful for so many reasons to be on this ticket, but that moment, to understand what was really important, to have my son feel a sense of pride in me, that I was trying to do the right thing. And it was, you try and protect your kids, it brings notoriety and things, but it was just such a visceral, emotional moment that I'm grateful I got to experience it, and I'm so proud of him. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of Hope. I'm proud of Gwen. She's a wonderful mother, and these are great kids. And I think the one thing is talking about the era we're in is our politics can be better. It can be different. We can show some of these things, and we can have families involved in this. And I hope that I hope people felt that out there, and I hope they hug their kids a little tighter, because you just never know, and life can be kind of hard.
And last question, Madam Vice President, the photograph that has gone viral. You were speaking, one of your grandnieces that you were just talking about was watching you accept the nomination. You didn't explicitly talk about gender or race in your speech, but it obviously means a lot to a lot of people, and that viral picture really says it. What does it mean to you?
I am running because I believe that I am the best person to do this job at this moment. For all Americans, regardless of race and gender. But I did see that photograph, and I was deeply touched by it. And you're right, it's the back of her head, her 2 little braids, and then I'm in the front of the photograph, obviously speaking. And it's very humbling.
That picture was
it's very humbling in many ways.
Did she talk to you about it afterwards?
Oh, she had a lot to talk about. She had a lot. She listened to everything, and she listens to everything.
Give you your hot take.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And are they
Madam
doing
Vice
this
President,
to try to
Governor Walz,
humanize
thank you so much for your time.
Right?
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Dana. Thank you.
Do you think they're doing this to like make her, turn into a human? I mean, in that picture, I mean, why would that little girl be down on the floor right there in the front like that? I guess she could have been down there with family members, right? But to me, it's completely staged. Completely staged. Let me share this one with you before we go out.
I mean, it was a good picture.
Yeah.
But.
So you know how I'm always talking about TDS, Shannon?
Yeah.
Like TDS is a real thing?
It is a real thing.
There's a solution for it now.
Oh.
They actually have something to help out with the TDS. Really. Let's make it full screen for me and show this. Watch.
Are you or your loved ones suffering from illnesses such as TDS, also known as Trump derangement syndrome? Do you dismiss or deny the current issues facing our country, such as historic inflation, illegal immigration, corporate corruption, World War III escalations, and the chronic disease epidemic? Are you willing to elect someone who was the least popular vice president in modern history, and who offers no policy or vision for America simply because your brain keeps telling you anyone but Trump? If so, you might be struggling from TDS. Introducing Independence. Independence allows you the freedom to finally think independently once again. Instead of believing everything you hear from the mainstream media, Independence allows for constructive critical thinking.
I used to hear people on the news say things like, Donald Trump and the movement he has encouraged are a threat to democracy. And I instantly believed it. With Independence, I now realize the media is run by the Democrat elite, who are a corrupt oligarchy that censors free speech, silences political opponents, supports forever wars, and abandons democracy by anointing its candidates.
Independence may not be for everyone. If you enjoy being lied to about your president's cognitive abilities, support Orwellian totalitarianism, or are excited about communist fiscal policy, Independence may not be right for you. Common side effects of Independence may include an awakening of rational thought, successfully identifying propaganda, freedom of choice, loss of hatred, anti-narcissistic behavior, and love of democracy.
I used to blindly hate whoever my party was running against. I didn't care about facts or policy because I was hopelessly indoctrinated. With Independence, I'm much more interested in policies that uphold democracy, and I truly care about the health of our country and its citizens.
Ask your doctor if Independence is right for you, and enjoy your freedoms once again.
Independence for the severe TDS. You know, they need to come up with I guess it's like a vaccine, independent vaccine, right? Because if you get the TDS independent vaccine, the liberalism stops with you. It doesn't spread anywhere else. Hey, let me remind everyone, patriot.tv/right on focus, patriot.tv/right on focus. Please go there, support me today. patriot.tv/right on focus. Actually, put that back up on the screen, Shannon. Let me talk about this story really quick before we go. You just had it up there, Kamala Harris, her McDonald job. Right there, put that back up there. So this is like been buzzing around everywhere right now. And they're looking into it. And actually, Shannon, I saw someone put on there saying that McDonald's has actually put out a statement that she has never worked for McDonald's.
Really? That's interesting.
So we're going to see. We'll see if it's actually true or not. Because everything that Tim Walz and Kamala Harris has been doing has been a total lie. Everything that they've said has been a total lie. So it just makes it interesting. If she lied about working at McDonald's, why would she do that?
And what else has she lied about?
And what else was she what else was she lying about? And what else would she lie about?
To get the vote.
To get the vote. To get the vote. All right. How much time we have? I think we're at the end, right? All right, everyone. That is it for me. Thank you so much. God bless.
Former National Security Advisor Lieutenant General Michael Flynn pleaded guilty today to lying to the FBI.
He was one of the most respected generals in the military. Every American needs this historical DVD keepsake. Flynn delivered the truth, whatever the cost. Hand signed by General Michael Flynn. Order now at the Patriot TV store. Use promo code PTV at checkout to get special savings. The Patriot TV store, a secure, hassle-free shopping experience.
I'm excited to announce we're having a huge MyPillow spring sale, and here's a few examples. Buy one of our MyPillow 2.0s, you get another MyPillow 2.0 absolutely free. Made with cooling technology, the best pillow ever just got even better. And this just in, 9 brand new colors and styles of our Percale bed sheets. They're made with the finest long staple cotton, and now you can save 50% or more. That's as low as $24.98. And for the first time this year, I'm bringing you our My Slippers and Sandals for as low as $25 a pair. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get your MyPillow 2.0s. Buy one, get one free. Percale sheets as low as $24.98. My Slippers and Sandals as low as $25 a pair. And for a limited time, when you order $75 or more, your entire order ships absolutely free.
Attention business owners, are you ready to advertise to millions of loyal patriots ready to buy your products or services? Well, here is your golden opportunity to advertise with Will Johnson. When you advertise on Right on Focus, you've aligned your company with a trusted voice and connected with an audience that shares your values. Will delivers sharp commentary on politics and current events, offering clear and direct insights aimed at engaging and informing the audience. When you advertise on Right on Focus, you're aligning your brand with integrity, loyalty, and a dedication to truth. Will's audience is passionate, conservative, and committed to the values your business stands for. When given the choice, Will's followers will buy your product or service over other woke companies. Don't miss this opportunity to elevate your brand with the power of Patriot TV. Reach out to us today at advertise@patriot.tv.